Faye Lau is a Strategic Homeland Division agent and was activated after the dollar flu outbreak as part of the second wave of agents. Their task? Saving what remained of New York City. She is a highly motivated individual, competitive almost to a fault, and exceptionally driven, especially in her devotion to the rehabilitation and rebuilding of society in the devastated city. So, after all these months, or even years depending on how you'd like to look at it, what catalyst would cause New York's #1 agent to abruptly switch sides and go rogue? Faye Lau is a second-generation Chinese American. When she was only 17 years old, tragically she lost both her parents in a car accident, resulting in her being tasked with raising her younger sister, Heather, on her own. Records indicate the immense trauma triggered from this event had significant impact on her, which has led to a number of attachment and intimacy issues. However, in turn, this enhanced certain behavioural traits, including integrity, accountability, empathy, resilience, vision, and influence, resulting in an excellence in leadership that helped her sister in the years to come. This did, however, come at the expense of her ability to gain and manage personal relationships. While attending City College, Faye joined the school's Reserve Officers Training Corps. She used this to help further progress her career. After a number of positions within military intelligence, Faye was eventually admitted into the National Security Agency, where she worked as part of the support staff for the Director of National Intelligence. After the Presidential Directive 51 was signed, Faye relocated to the newly formed Strategic Homeland Division as a senior field officer. She would be reporting directly to the Northeast Section Division Commander, Louis Chang. Shortly after the first wave of division agents disappeared, President Warlord activated a second wave of agents into New York City and ordered Commander Chang to personally lead the operations. Faye was activated to serve as Chang's second-in-command, and more importantly, his senior field officer. But, as the helicopter was approaching its destination to pick up Faye and the remaining agents of the second wave, it was shot down and destroyed, killing Commander Chang, and seriously wounding Faye. Her injuries meant that she had to be removed from field work, but as Faye Lau was now the most senior agent in the city, she continued to serve as the acting division commander, working from the New York City base of operations, located inside James Farley Post Office. From here, she was the primary contact and strategic support for all remaining second wave division agents in New York. Months pass. The division have made vast steps in regaining control of New York. All the major hostile faction leaders have been killed, and a number of parts of the city were starting to rebuild. Furthermore, intel suggests that the first wave rogue agents have left the city, along with their leader, Aaron Keener.
Sometimes I can't believe you're my sister.
Love you too.
After everything that happened with the first wave, how can you still think the division is the answer?
You don't burn down the institution because one employee goes rogue.
It wasn't one.
You know me. I don't quit.
Well, you don't have to quit. You can keep doing your mission. I'm just saying, maybe it shouldn't be as a division agent. It should be as Faye.
I can't protect you on my own.
You've got Rhodes, Benitez, and Candle. You're not on your own.
Their support. They don't have the resources we need.
Yeah, well, resources aren't everything, Faye.
Heather, let me know if you still think that when you run out of food, and I'll keep doing what I have to make sure that doesn't happen.
Knowing there's still a lot of work to be done, Faye Lau makes the choice to stay in New York along with her sister to ensure everything continues to run smoothly, while some of the other agents started working outwards into the neighbouring populations. Unfortunately, the calm wouldn't last long. A storm was coming.
Not again.
Get to the waterfront!
That can't be right. dress code. The coordinates for Washington, D.C. How is this possible?
Get down! Everybody get down! Someone has to stay. We can't just leave these people here. Whatever happened, it needs to be fixed or it's all over. You go! I'll do what I can here. Go!
Please tell me you've got good news, Faye.
Afraid not. Network's still down.
We're losing people out there. We need to get you guys back to full strength again.
There's an active protocol. We've sent agents from all over the country to D.C. We're doing everything we can.
Isn't there anything we can do here to help, to speed things up?
If we could, we would have done it already. Whoever attacked the network knew what they were doing. They hit it right in the nerve center.
So, that's it then? The division's done?
We're never done, Roy. We adapt and overcome. We find solutions in the face of adversity. Call the others. It's time to talk strategy.
The division's network was taken down. However, protocol dictated that all available agents must get to Washington, D.C., and this meant that the division's presence in New York was about to take a drastic dive. Unsurprisingly, the JTF is still in a severely weakened state, which would allow the remaining hostile presence in the area to rebuild their ranks and start reclaiming territory. Faye stayed in New York to do what she could to stop this from happening. More months pass. There is an attack on the South Manhattan JTF outpost at City Hall. Agents from DC are sent to investigate. They learn that the attack was orchestrated by the rogue agent Aaron Keener. Acting commander of the Division New York, Agent Faye Lau, is the one leading the manhunt for Keener. After months of being the only agent on site, this has seen this division branch devastated, also partially due to a large hurricane, but also the increased hostile presence. The Rikers and Cleaners both have new leaders, who are rogue agents from the first wave. It has now been over 8 months since the majority of the division agents headed to DC, and Faye has finally recovered from her injuries. Regrettably, a lot has happened over the last 8 months. Faith in the government and JTF has been lost, and members are resigning to join the settlements that are rebuilding throughout the different districts of the city.
We can't keep going like this. We need more guards.
We don't really have any other options.
We can recruit more people.
From where? The Rikers? The settlement high school?
We can align ourselves with another settlement. Haven.
After everything that's happened, I don't think you and Paul trying to work together again is such a great idea.
Rhodes and I can work it out. He's not completely unreasonable.
No, he's perfectly reasonable. But too many of your agents have gone rogue. I don't blame him for not trusting the division.
You act like we're the problem. Like we're the cancer and not the medicine trying to fight it.
Faye, sometimes it's the treatment that kills you.
The city has lost faith in the division. Time and time again, they've seen once loyal agents of the SHD turn their back and go rogue. Even Paul Rhodes has had enough. He's resigned from his position at the base of operations and joined with the South Manhattan settlement, Haven. And along with him, a number of former JTF members, who are now calling themselves the Peacekeepers. However, something else was coming, and this would see Faye's whole world come crashing down.
Lau! Come in! Come in, Lau!
This is Agent Lau.
We've been attacked! The Rikers attacked the Hell's Kitchen settlement!
Is everyone okay?
No! It's a disaster! They breached the perimeter!
How?
Turrets were offline! They must have cut the power or something!
God damn it. What about the patrols?
They were between shifts!
What do you mean between shifts?
They were sleeping! We didn't have enough guards! The Rikers must have noticed the pattern!
God damn it, my sister?
I don't know! We haven't been able to get a hold of her!
I'm on my way.
The settlement in Hell's Kitchen district has been attacked by Rikers. With near to no defensive systems, and a dwindling amount of JTF to properly guard and patrol the facilities, there were massive casualties, including Faye's sister. While the JTF waited for backup, Faye rushed ahead and was one of the first on site. There she managed to capture a Riker and interrogated him on what had happened.
I know you were there.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about!
Hell's Kitchen!
Sure, I've been to Hell's Kitchen.
You attacked the settlement!
We took some stuff that belonged to us. Some idiots tried to start a fight over it. None our fault it ended the way it did.
You killed my sister!
Oh, yeah? Don't remember. Guess I must have shot her in the back.
God damn you. God fucking damn you!
Faye is obviously beside herself, a complete contrast to her usual calm and collected nature. She puts the sole blame directly onto the JTF and the fact that they don't have the numbers to protect the people entrusted into their care. Nevertheless, with the help of the division agents from DC, she continues the hunt for Aaron Keener. And now this is where things start to get interesting. Sometime after the events that had Faye Lau killed, Faye manages to capture a rogue agent who just happens to be working for the Black Tusk.
I know you're working with someone.
Careful, Faye. You don't want to make Isaac upset. He hit me like that again, he'll think you've gone rogue. You teamed up with the JTF. We do what we have to.
You got a concussion?
You're the one who isn't thinking straight. What's your mission, Agent? To save what remains?
To ensure survival. That we live on. That when we finally get back on our feet, there is something left to stand on.
Cool story, Faye. And how's that working out for you?
It's hard. But we're stable.
Sure. For now. What about next week? Or the week after? Or when you haven't had a Sarah delivery for months and the medicine runs out and the people who work together so well right now turn on one another? What are you gonna do then, Faye?
We will adapt. We will work together and find a way to move forward.
And when they steal your tech and turn your turrets against you, what'll you do then, Faye?
What I have to, Alicia.
I'm doing the same. You're not there yet, but you'll see we're the same.
I'm not like you. I'm not a traitor.
I'm not a traitor. I'm effective. I can see where this is going and who can actually make a change. You'll figure it out eventually. Or you'll die. Either way, my boys will find me soon enough, and then you'll need to make a choice.
What choice is that?
To let me go. Or see if you're good enough to take on my team.
Who are you working with?
Still haven't figured it out. Thought you were better than this.
I just want to confirm it.
You scared?
Never.
You should be.
We took out the LMB. I'm not afraid of Black Tusk.
So you are as smart as you pretend to be.
I'm a lot of things. You shouldn't underestimate me. Now, tell me about your first meeting with Schaefer.
How do you know about Schaefer?
It should really come as no surprise that Faye already knows of Schaefer. It's more than likely she's already been approached by him. Much like a lot of the other agents, as you might remember listening to the echo of the Black Tusk trying to bring Agent Odessa Sawyer on board. Highly intrigued, and also wanting more information, Faye contacts Bard and Schaefer to offer a trade.
You want your agent back? I need a trade.
What kind of trade, Agent Lau?
Information. I'm sick of the rumor mill bullshit. I know Alicia. She was a good agent. She was a good person. She dedicated her life to teaching kids, and now she works for you. What the hell did you do to her?
We didn't do anything to her. I made her an offer and she took it.
What kind of offer?
I told her that anything she wanted, regardless of how ridiculous, we could find a way to get it for her. That our resources were vast and wide, that the people we work with are legitimate and are working toward rebuilding what is broken.
Who do you work with?
That information is not for sale. That's what you're asking, then I'm afraid our negotiations are over. It was nice talking to you, Lau.
Fair enough, need to know. Then tell me something else, and Alicia is yours.
Go ahead.
How are you getting supplies in and out of the city?
But before Faye freed the rogue agent, Alicia Coswald, she had one last conversation with her. Alicia expresses to Faye that just because she's gone rogue does not mean that she isn't still doing a job as a division agent. It's more that the fault lies in Isaac and whoever programmed it that way. She confides that her goal of saving what remains of humanity is still true.
You were a good agent.
I'm a great agent.
You're rogue. You betrayed the division.
Just because my watch is red, it doesn't mean I've gone rogue.
That's exactly what it means.
No, it means that Isaac is not as smart as his programmer thought he was.
You're working with Black Tusk.
So are a lot of people. Black Tusk isn't the problem. Being a good little foot soldier and ignoring what has to be done is the problem.
You're off mission, Alicia.
No, Faye. You're the one who's off mission. We were recruited because we're adaptable. We can problem solve and have critical thinking skills.
We are supposed to be autonomous. We're supposed to think for ourselves and find solutions to complex problems with limited resources. And part of finding solutions is recognizing what can be exploited and deciding whether the risk is worth the reward.
You've already lost everything, Faye. Why are you still holding on to this childish notion that being loyal to the division is still the right thing to do?
Schaefer, do you read?
Listening.
Fall back. Keener's dead. But he's activated the network.
What's the damage?
Parnell's watch is collating the data. Looks like it's all of them.
Shit. More rogue agents. Just what we fucking need.
No. It's perfect. This will bring the division to its knees. And that's when we'll end them. Once and for all.
Popular opinion seems to be that Faye went rogue because of her sister's death, and that she blames the JTF and government for it, due to their lack of resources and manpower that was needed to properly maintain what little order they were able to achieve in New York. Though she was obviously affected by her sister's death, I think it's more that the situation opened her eyes, so to speak. It made her more susceptible to suggestion, enabling her to listen to Alicia Coswald's reasoning behind going rogue and aligning with the Black Tusk. Faye Lau is a patriot and is fully devoted to the cause of restoring order, but now she doesn't believe that the people calling the shots behind the Strategic Homeland Division are the ones that have the people's best interests at heart. Sound familiar? I'm going to go into a lot more detail on this in a video coming up, but what do you think? Did Faye Lau break character and lose all sense of reality and what is truly right because her sister was killed? Or has she too joined the Black Tusk along with the other rogue agents for the good of the people? Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you're looking for yet another place to geek out on this sort of stuff, or maybe just to reminisce on how much you miss being able to go outside, check out my Discord. We have a great little community building up here. You'll find me on there pretty much every day lately, as I'm stuck at home like everyone else. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!